Welcome to the briefing room. I'm your host, Emmanuel Makome. And in this episode, we'll be diving into the heated topic that has dominated the recent US presidential debate. We'll explore Donald Trump's bold claims about settling the Ukraine war, President Biden's stern warnings about Vladimir Putin, and the latest developments on the ground in Ukraine. Stay with us for a comprehensive look at these critical issues. Let's begin. Last night's presidential debate was nothing short of explosive. Former President Donald Trump made headlines by declaring he could settle the war in Ukraine before taking office on January the 20th. Trump suggested that Russia would have never invaded Ukraine if the US had a real president in office. His exact words were, "Before I take office on January the 20th, I'll have the war settled." This bold statement sparked a fierce exchange between Trump and the current president, Joe Biden. President Biden didn't hold back in his response. He labeled Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal and warned of dire consequences if Russia is allowed to succeed in Ukraine. Biden emphasized that Putin's ambitions go beyond Kiev, stating he wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. He's killed thousands and thousands of people, as he stated. The debate saw both candidates trying to outdo each other in demonstrating who could be tougher on foreign policy. Biden criticized Trump's understanding of the geopolitical situation, saying, "Go ahead, let Putin go in and control Ukraine, and then move on to Poland and other places. See what happens then. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about. The stakes in this debate couldn't be higher, as the future of US foreign policy and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine hang in the balance," said Biden. Meanwhile, on the ground in Ukraine, the situation remains tense and volatile. Ukrainian forces have reportedly pushed Russian troops out of a district in the eastern town of Chasiv Yar. The area is seen as a key target in Moscow's slow and grinding advance through the region. The Ukrainian military's gains are significant, but the fight is far from over. Adding to the complexity, President Vladimir Zelensky announced the successful return of 10 civilians from Russian captivity, including some held in Belarus. This exchange saw 90 detainees returned on each side, highlighting the ongoing humanitarian efforts amidst the conflict. Among those freed was Nariman Dezyal, deputy head of Crimean Tatar Assembly, and 2 Catholic priests. This operation underscores the difficult and dangerous conditions for civilians and religious figures in these occupied territories. Russia's aggressive posture continues to escalate tensions. President Putin has called for the resumption of production of intermediate-range missiles, which are previously banned under the now-defunct INF Treaty. This move could signal a new arms race and further destabilize global security. Putin has emphasized the need to start production and potentially deploy these systems to ensure Russia's safety, according to him. President Zelensky is also working on a comprehensive plan of how Kiev believes the war should end. At a recent news conference, he stressed the importance of gaining global support for Ukraine's territorial integrity. This plan comes as Russia continues to demand more and more territory and shows no signs of pulling back from the war. As the conflict drags into its third year, the West is ramping up efforts to support Ukraine. However, this has led to new threats from President Putin, who has warned of a new potential escalation. This situation remains dire, with Russian troops making slow but steady advances in key regions like Donetsk. In the backdrop of these geopolitical maneuvers, Russia's actions have serious implications for global security. The increased frequency of US reconnaissance drone flights over the Black Sea, which Russia claims are aiding Ukrainian strikes, raises the risk of direct confrontation between NATO and Russia. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the world watches with bated breath as these developments unfold. Thank you for joining me in the briefing room. I'm your host, Emmanuel Makome, signing off.